If you're having a hard time trying to start writing something, maybe the start isn't the right place to begin. Is this music from a movie? Is it from a TV show? No. This music is from a video game. Medal of Honor Frontlines was one of the first video games I ever played. Its first mission is D-Day, and what you're listening to now is its main theme. We've become accustomed to war music being loud and bombastic and putting you right in the action. But listening to this, I can't help but feel what's lost rather than what's gained. And that's very unusual for something like a World War II video game to try and talk about. The composer of this track is Michael Giacchino, who, at the time of watching this, I had no idea who that was. But it was only 4 short years later that he went on to compose for movies like Ratatouille, The Incredibles. Imagine my shock that someone who knew storytelling through music so well would go on to work for Disney. See, what Mr. Giacchino realised was that the most compelling parts of conflict isn't the conflict itself. It's the reflection of that conflict. And I think if he'd left it to the audience to decide, like we do today very often, we would have ended up generally with what soundtracks are like today. Now, you take Call of Duty as an example of that. It is a cacophony of electronic music and metallic sounds, all designed to make our blood rush and put us into the moment. It's like Skrillex donning a bray and dog tags. But that isn't the story that we needed to hear. That's the story that we wanted. And I think Michael Giacchino cleverly recognises the difference. And so what he gave us instead was a track of pain, of sorrow, and of reflection. Too often we can make the mistake of thinking that depending on whatever we're writing, we need to write it in a particular way. You would think with a war game aimed at, my audience, young people, you want to put us in the action. You want to give us what we want. You want to give us a spectacle. But it's not the spectacle that we always need. And I think what made this so impactful for me, for a game that came out 18 years ago, was that the composer made the conscious decision to let us know from the very beginning what was lost through this conflict and not what was gained. So what am I trying to say through all this? Well, I suppose the main thing is, if you're writing something, anything, it could be a piece of content, it could be, you're writing your brand story, or it could be just an email to a colleague that isn't quite gelling. Maybe it doesn't need to be rewritten. Maybe you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Maybe all you need to do is just start it in a different place. Look, if you've watched this far, I just want to say thanks so much for listening to my ranting. I just thought I'd start recording these because talking about music and advertising and movies and storytelling, that's honestly my passion. So think of these as sort of like a little bit of a vlog. Maybe you learned something along the way. I don't know. But if you enjoyed it, I appreciate you and thank you for watching. And there will be some more of these to come. I don't know what form they'll take completely. But I think for my next video I've got something a little different planned, talking about a very famous, I guess you'd call him a hero in story, and talking about how you can change your perspective on the way that you look at and treat your customers in your writing and your marketing. So if you're looking forward to that, good on you. I am. But yeah, thanks again. And if you do want to see more of this, I'm going to be putting all of these up on YouTube, so they're easy to watch. Frankly, I don't really like watching videos on LinkedIn. I'd rather watch them on YouTube. So I'm going to be having that available each week too, where you can watch it on LinkedIn if you want to, but if you want to save it for later, I'll pop it up on YouTube so you can watch it there. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you the next time.